Okay, here I am back at RATP headquarters again. I've just been to see the guy who's in charge of RATP security. They have their own in-house security team, as well as the transport police, who are called the BRF. I've made lots of notes, so I'm going to be reading from my notes. But they have their own in-house security who take care of internal security, so security for offices and for personnel. But mainly it's for external, for problems on the system, problems with incidents, violence, graffiti, and it's a really big operation. They have a lot of applicants. Only 1 in 10 applicants get through, and they're usually very experienced members of staff. And then out of those 1 in 10, only 1 in 5, they lose 1 in 5 through the training. The training initially is 17 weeks, and then they have 6 days continuous training per year. It's a tough job. They're trained in use of firearms because they carry 1 firearm per team, and also they're trained in batons because they all carry a baton. So they're like the police basically for the RATP, and they cover the buses as well. They have a really good alarm system here. The security centre at the headquarters building here has a big map of Paris, and when there's an alarm set off, they can see exactly where it is, and then they can hone in with the CCTV and see what's going on. So it's a really good system of security. It gives the staff on the stations reassurance, which is good. Right, let's talk a bit about how they work. The transport police, who are called the BRF, are also based in the same building, so they have good relations with the transport police, and they have a department that deals with CCTV footage. So the police will send a request for CCTV, and then they look at it and get the piece of footage that's needed and send that on. They also have a team who deal just with graffiti, recognising tags, recognising graffiti artists, because they have a big problem with graffiti here, as we do in London. So it's a really big operation. Let me see, they have a problem with homelessness on the tube. There's a lot of homeless people who come into the metro and basically live there, and you know, they have problems with drunks and all sorts. So they have a really robust security system. What else do they have? The alarms that are set off go to the centre de liaison, which I told you about the other day, and the bus has their own sort of PCC like the trains do, so it's all dealt with in-house. Each security officer has to have a really good knowledge of what he can and can't do, so he has to know the law very well, and also the rules of his own job. For example, the RATP security can only demand an identity card from somebody after an incident, whereas the police can demand one at any time. The Ile-de-France region is really big that the security cover. They've got over 1,000 agents, and they have a 10-minute response time target to any incident. The head of PC security at the RATP is an ex-police officer. They have a history of having really close relations with the police, so the two are linked there. He's a retired police officer. You've got to work in the PC security centre, the control centre. It's necessary to have at least 12 years experience, and they usually come from the agent de maîtrise level, which is sort of supervisor and above, because obviously they have really good knowledge of the system and how the job works. He was telling me that the advantage of having an in-house security team is that the police often deal with an incident, but they don't deal with the ongoing security issues around it. And he was saying that it gives the staff reassurance to know that there's a security team who can monitor ongoing security issues around the system. I've just come from quite an emotional lunch with the Line 12 managers. Got a bit emotional because obviously it's my last day with them, and they gave me some lovely presents, and to be honest with you, I don't want to leave, and I'm getting a bit emotional about it. Sorry. Luckily I'm wearing my sunglasses. I mean, would you want to leave with a view like that? I've just had such a fantastic time. It's been absolutely wonderful, and everyone's been wonderful. And I miss London a lot, obviously, and I miss my family and everything, but I've just had such a wonderful time. So I'm just going to do a bit of tourism, squeeze in a couple of hours of seeing Paris like a tourist before it's time to go. Bye.
Si vous le quittez, assurez-vous de n'avoir plus rien oublié à bord de ce bateau et nous vous souhaitons une agréable